Okay, so here we're back with where we have basically two CAD plans imported in here. The way to check on sort of everything's working correctly, we're going to double check here over on our tags. And I have, here I'll make the name a little bit longer, my CAD reference plan. I'm going to turn that off. So now the one underneath it is this CAD modeling plan. So if I click on it and I look up here on the tags, let's see, here's an entity info over here. This is a CAD modeling plan. It's way up at the top. My face might be covering it. All right, so we're going to zoom out for a second. And what I want to do is I'm going to hide the reference plan. And then I'm going to use this modeling plan and kind of start cleaning some things up. So the first thing I want to do is under name, I'm going to turn off all these different layers. So I can click name, it'll go in alphabetical order. So we're going to turn off appliance. A case, I'm going to leave door on for now. I'm gonna turn off, let's see, iFurniture, P fixtures, and I also have hatch lines on mine. So one of the things that's gonna make your life a little bit easier in cleaning this up is I have some kind of weird little glitchy things in here. So you wanna go through and delete those out. It's gonna make your life easier as you model it. So you're gonna click on the plan, right click, and say edit component. So I will go through and kind of clean these little guys out. I'll kind of show you just quickly. I also want you to delete out your doors. It's going to just make it easier again when we put our flooring in and things like that, just to kind of not have that space. Now, there might be an extra layer going on underneath that. We'll see as we start to model kind of what happens. But here's my like sliding door. See how they're just like lines there? Same with this guy, that's a pocket door. There's something weird over there. So there's these kind of little glitchy things here and there that you're going to go through and clean out. And I think I got most of these on this guy here. There's just still some things here. So your goal is to basically have the cleanest walls you can get, and then it'll make your life easy. And we're going to also deal with how you want to deal with the windows. If you want, you can go through and clean out all of these window lines. It's up to you. It saves some time in the beginning, but it's kind of catch-22 whether or not you want to leave them. So right now, this is the plan that I'm going to model my walls off of. Now, before I do that though, I want to give myself some tags for my walls to have like north, south, east, and west, so I can turn them on and off, get inside of my model a lot easier, and also set up my renderings a little bit more attractively too. So here under tags, you're going to hit the plus button and you're going to add walls, and we're going to say north. Oh, north, you can spell it all out if you want to just do an N. Walls south. And I'm just kind of clicking that plus button, and then walls east, clicking the plus button again, walls west. You also want to make one for walls interior. You may have some more custom ones that you're going to do later on. You'll see in my model, this is the kitchen wall. I have one for that too. You want to add flooring as a tag, and you also want to add your ceiling. And there's other ones that we're going to kind of talk about as we do more in class. So before we get going, we want to set up our SketchUp kind of workspace so we can have all our tools at our disposal. So you're going to go over to View and Toolbars. The easiest way to get most of the stuff you're going to need is to click the large tool set, and it'll pop up here now on the left. I also like to add, you're going to need your tags. So here it is up here, it just got added there. And again, this functions like our layers. I also like to have styles because then I can see the X-ray version. I can just look at that monochrome. Again, we'll talk about a lot of this in class, but we're going to want to start drawing our walls in this part of the model. So the easiest way to do this is, again, it's still a component. We don't want to explode it. We want to keep it all together. We're going to right click, say edit component. Now that I have those wall types, I want to make sure when I'm drawing using those tags. So in this case, I'm going to click on walls north. I'm going to click the rectangle up here, and I'm just going to start in one corner, kind of drag it over to this corner, and see how nicely and quickly it colored that in. So now I know all those white surfaces are like basically surfaces I can push and pull. So in my case, I'm going to bring this one up. We'll start with just like 10 feet for now. And as I pull this one, I can kind of pull over and line it up there if I want. I can pull this one up too. Now this one is kind of pulling up the whole part of my house. So I might want to separate this right here. So what I would do is I would get a line and kind of separate here in case I felt like I might need to model that, the views a little bit differently. So right now that comes up like that. This guy right here, it started to fill in for me, which was nice, but this is really one of my west walls. So see how I left clicked on it and it lit up with the blue dots there. So now I'm going to put it on the west tag. So when I click on it again, you can see up there, it's on my west layer. So now I'm going to build that layer. So I'm going to do walls west, get my rectangle, kind of start it over here, and we'll see if we can get it to read all the way down that wall. And it did. Awesome. So then we're just going to start pulling that up. And hold on. So I'm not going to go through everyone, but you get the idea. So this is where you can see I have windows versus wall sections. Now to get the flooring, it's the same kind of idea, but this time I want to kind of torque myself in here, and I'm going to this time be drawing on the flooring level. And again, I like to use rectangles because most of your spaces are, and it'll kind of intelligently read that. So I can kind of bring it down here. See it filled in there. It filled in here nicely, and see how it's starting to go in and like fill in the rest of the area. It's not filling right in here because for whatever reason, I'm trying to find my delete key. For whatever reason, I think there's a vanity or something on the furniture layer, so that it's still remembering basically the geometry that's there in your model. But we can I'll just do this bedroom really quick. So there's a closet here. I want to make sure I'm way down in the corner there. I want to go here to here. I'm kind of tipping myself in and out. And then here to here. And here's the doorway opening. So now I've got basically a pretty decent surface. I'm going to delete out all these extra lines here. That should be on my flooring layer. So let's click on that and just see. Yep, there it is. So when I go to paint, I kept this one separately because it's probably going to have tile and be a little bit different. But deleting out my doors kind of helps it to read it a little bit better. So you're kind of jump in your spaces like this. It might fill in the whole thing. There it goes. So yeah, so sometimes you can get it to just fill in the whole space for you kind of nicely. So once you're on the flooring, you might want to, before you pull your walls up, kind of just go around your space and get all the floor in. Later on, when we get farther into our models, we're going to basically do the same thing with ceiling. So the nice thing is as I'm going and jumping, it's kind of pretty intelligently basically coloring it in for me. And then you're going to continue around your house. This will be the south walls. This will be the east walls. I have a model that's kind of finished, well, not finished, but has more of the walls up. So you can see what's happening here. If we go to the tags, they're kind of hidden down here. You can also click on name. That'll put them in alphabetical order. So now they're in correct alphabetical order. So if I click on walls north, see how they disappear in the north, west, there they go. East, over here on this side. Some things are still kind of, floating around there. South, that works pretty good too. This is that wall I said I have an interior one where I called this wall's kitchen. So I can kind of turn it on and off. Mostly that was to be able to get into like this side of the house because I could then turn this off and kind of shimmy in and get a little closer. All right, so that's the kind of basic stuff that we want you to sort of use, kind of best practices to set up your models. So again, a reminder that you want to have, I will turn these things on and off. Let me go back to the other model here. You want to have these basic layers that you're going to model from. So the one that I have turned on now is this CAD modeling plan. So I'm going to turn it off. Oops, all right. Oh, I can't turn it off because I'm currently on it. Hold on, let me get up here. We can turn on, here's the one that has all the details to it. But if I turn that off, oops, still going for me. If we wanted to see where all the furniture is, you can kind of turn things back on and you can use that as a reference. But the nice thing is when we go to like print this out and, make our really beautiful renderings, we're going to turn all this stuff off. So like we're not going to see it there, but it's still there as kind of reference and to help us remember where everything is. All right, hope this is helpful. And again, we'll be doing a lot of this stuff together in class too. We'll set this up together, but this is more a reminder if you're kind of going back and setting things up on your own now too.